First, I want to apologize that we have to shut off the music for a little bit to hear me. So if you could just bear with me while I talk here and show you this lovely picture. On January 2nd, 1991, my baby sister gave birth to a wonderful little girl who I have pictured here. I was asked then to be her godfather, which I was very honored and took that responsibility very seriously. I have helped raise her from birth in 1991. We okay? Talk? Better now? Okay, thank you, sir. So, I took that responsibility very seriously and helped out with everything we could do with her. Unfortunately, she had some mental illness and some very tragic events happen in her life, which caused many things that you have to deal with as far as healthcare and therapy and other items like that. We pursued a lot of treatment. We were in and out of rehabs as she tried to deal with some of these events and was put onto medicine to deal with that. From the medicine, it then went into drugs. Drugs end up gripping her because that was a way for her to handle the pain. And she would talk about the pain with us and with different therapists, would have trouble with the therapy and end up leaving. They'd put her on medicine. The medicine would do its job for a while. Then, if anybody's familiar with mental illness or being on medicine, once it gets that nice little grip, you're feeling good, I don't need that medicine no more, right? You know, we don't have to have that. So she stopped doing it. She would stop doing that and then spiral out of control. We would then rush to her, showing her how much we love her, how much we care about her, and fight to get her back. We did this over and over again, getting her into treatment and trying to help her. Then, sadly, on June 3rd, she was trying to get off of drugs, heroin specifically. I'm not going to be ashamed to say it. She was trying to get off of the medicine that was keeping her mind intact and was getting sick. As she was getting sick, she reached out for something to get rid of that sick, that dope sick. As she did that, she just ended up struggling and relapsed. Sadly, that was the last time. June 4th, we got the call that everybody dreads to have. We got the call that she was no longer with us. That began the nightmare. Well, not really began the nightmare, that began a new nightmare. The nightmare had already happened through many years of dealing with addiction. We love her. She was a beautiful person. Addicts are not bad people. And I want to stress that more. Addicts are not bad people. They are lovely people. They have a problem, yes, but a lot of us have problems. You don't have to be on drugs to have a problem and be a mean person. Now, she did some mean things, yes, but she was a wonderful person. She was more of a sister to my daughters than a cousin. She loved them. She protected them. She taught them how to dance. She would do anything for them. She was there with us, my wife, myself, and of course her mother and her grandparents. She showed love all the time to them. Having to deal with that call, which was, like I said, a nightmare getting it, rushing together, and learning that we now have a new reality. This young lady here, 24 years old, we can't see no more. We weren't able to see her. I couldn't hear her call me Uncle Lou. The minute she called me Uncle Lou, actually the minute she was born, I learned what unconditional love was. Before my children were born, I had Amber. And I learned how to love someone more than I could love anything at all. I learned what true love was. And now we had to, as a family, deal with losing her. So we did what you have to do. You put some things, you put the places, everything in place, and you come together. We're lucky that our family is familiar with addiction, and we have a lot of experience with the different programs. Al-Anon, AA, NA, Alateen, there's so many out there. which helped us. We also have a very strong family, so we came together even tighter than we did before and just tried to hold tight and hold each other up. Holding my sister up as she deals with this. Holding us up as we deal with this. I mean, it's not even been 3 months. On the 4th, it will be 3 months that we lost Amber, and it's every day we cry, we think about her. So, what I would like, after I learned about this, I start looking up. I found Carmen from Sage's Army. I reached out to him, and if any of you have got to hear from him or talk to him, he's a wonderful man, and he's just so passionate about fighting addiction and bringing awareness. He's a great person. Also met with Marla here and Adrian. There he is. Adrian over here. And found out about this event here. So I was really honored that we're going to have this because we need to raise awareness. What my 3 goals are, I'm not the type of person that's going to sit back and let this go. I believe that Amber needs to be remembered. Amber's not going to go away. I'm going to speak loudly and I'm going to speak clearly that I love her. I don't care about her addiction. She was a wonderful person and I will never forget her. I want to make sure everybody knows that. So I came up with 3, I think, simple goals that I personally want to work on, and I ask you, I challenge you all, each one of you, to also take on these 3 simple goals, which I think could make a huge difference with us all. Number 1, to end the stigma of addiction and overdose. Very simple. What do we have? We heard that talked about already, about the stigma. Well, it starts with being embarrassed to say something. And being embarrassed to say that you lost a person to addiction or that you're suffering. I actually heard just last week from a person who lost their husband to an overdose that somebody told them, I don't know if this was like online or how, because online is really bad, good for them. They were no good anyway if they were abusing drugs, so good for them. Well, I can't stand with that. That is not what I call help. That is just evil. I would rather have a person like that not around me because that is not beneficial to anybody at all. So end the stigma. Well, how can we do that? I'm sure the people that are here right now are already trying to do that. Well, the only way we could do that is by sharing it and spreading it around and stopping the bullying, because that's really what it is it's somebody being bullied. So if you hear it, you just try to stop it. Then, number 2, I'm gonna have to cheat here and remember, education. See, I believe that we really have to educate our young, because not only do we have to stop the stigma, because people are not gonna ask for help if they're afraid. We don't want them to be embarrassed to ask for help. We want them to be able to ask for help. We have to educate the young ones. I have 2 little ones. I see a lot of little ones here. We need to stop them, prevent them from even picking up. Because very simply, one time could lead you down a spiral path that you lose control completely and you lose yourself on. We need to prevent that. I found out about a program that I'm very interested in called Reality Tour out of Butler, that they go around to different schools, communities, and they bring it to a reality of what exactly is going on. It's a proven method. It brings the parents involved, so it's not really a scared straight, but it does show you reality. I'm looking into that for the school district I'm involved with at Baldwin Whitehall. I've also talked to people in Pittsburgh public schools about that and said we need to bring this in. We need to help kids so that they're prepared and they stop it. So that was education. 3rd is to celebrate recovery. We heard about 2 people right here that have recovery time. I think that's awesome. And I think that's something everybody should be proud of. They are yes. Keep it going. Clap for them loud and proud, because I'm very proud of anybody that has this recovery time. Having a recovery time is very difficult. They are fighting a battle every single day. What makes it more difficult for them than, say, unfortunately, my father's also battling cancer, which is horrible. But you know what the difference is? The stigma. You find out my father's suffering from cancer, you're going to reach out. You're going to have sympathy for him. You're going to talk to him. You're going to help him. But you find out somebody's an addict, you're going to turn your back. Just ignore them. Forget about them. Get them away from here. I don't want them near my kids. No. They are very strong. If they're willing to get up here and stand up and say that they have recovery time, oh, I applaud them so much, and I think everybody should. So that's the 3 simple goals I set. What I said was I wanted to accomplish those goals myself, and I want to help push other people to do that. So, what? End the stigma. We could do. I could do that myself, right? I could stop if I hear someone talking down on somebody. I could stand up and say something. Educate. I could share that. I could share information about addiction and about overdose awareness. I could share that information around anywhere I go. And celebrate recovery. I could celebrate recovery. My brother is in long-term recovery. My cousin just celebrated 2 years clean last Friday. There is a lot of recovery time in my family, so I'm very familiar with it, and I'm very proud of each and every one of them celebrating it. So whenever if they're willing to be out known about it, you acknowledge it and you congratulate them, celebrate them. So if we could all work on those goals individually, I really believe that we can make a difference. I'm not trying to be out here and saying we could get the mayor to do anything. I hope he can do something. I hope he will do something. But what I'm out here doing is saying I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do what I can do as an individual, and I'm going to ask you to do what you can do as an individual. I believe, just like in the Unite video for Unite for Addiction, that we can make history and we can change the world one step at a time. So I'm going to leave you tonight with my 3 goals, and I'm going to beg you to each take on those 3 goals. So they're not just my goals, that they're your goals, and you ask others to share those goals with you, to eliminate the stigma of addiction and overdose, to educate everybody about both the epidemic that we are in and to help children understand the true dangers of drugs, and to celebrate recovery. Thank you.